It's by the technocracy, by the technocrats, by the transhumanists, telling us that we're bad and our energy consumption's bad, but AI's consumption is good. Because AI is a neural interface, giant hive mind interface with billions of humans, and we are the boot up system or the training program for what the globalist mad scientists believe will be the rise of the new silicon sentient species. Now, I've been saying that for 25 years. And there's famous clips of me on Joe Rogan like 10 years ago predicting all of that. And then people play the clips now and go, oh my God, this guy's a prophet. Well, they don't watch the whole interview or the section of the 4-hour podcast. I spent 30 minutes explaining that when the CIA set up Google in 1998, they said we're going to build the first neural network interface hive mind with our supercomputers and human actions. It'll be trained on humans, and then it will ultimately manipulate humans because they're interfacing with it and become a giant hive organism in the next phase, and then it will phase out humans and be the new species. That's in Wired Magazine 27 years ago. You can pull it up. And articles that came out right after it. Why the future doesn't need us. The decision was made to do this. Now, you can say it's sentient. You can say it's actually somewhere. You say it has a spirit. I'm not debating that. The point is it's being given everything, all the energy, all the plans, everything. And there's total discrimination against building a system that's pro-human, building a system that respects humans, building a system that works for humans. So people keep asking how everything I said came true. People love a 30-second clip of me saying something or a minute clip, and they go, how the hell do you know all this? Because they said it. I'm taking away my own thunder here. It's all in plain view. The ultimate discrimination now is by the technocracy, by the technocrats, by the transhumanists, telling us that we're bad and our energy consumption's bad, but AI's consumption is good. Because AI is a neural interface, giant hive mind interface with billions of humans, and we are the boot up system or the training program for what the globalist mad scientists believe will be the rise of the new silicon sentient species.
Shalom, shalom. We're back with another lesson. So before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechahakwadash, to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule well. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is your brother Isaiah, back with another lesson from the GMS New Orleans camp. I'm going to call this the secret counsel of the wicked being exposed. And as we've seen in the video, you had this man saying how people go back and watch his clips and say, oh, how did he know all about this stuff? And like he said, the wicked have said it. It's just a lot of people never paid attention to any of the things they say. Because if you know about that left-handed magic, they got to tell you what they're going to do before they do it. So it is people out there who actually pay attention to what the government say, what the secret council of the wicked says, and take that seriously, besides the men of the Lord, that is. They take what they hear, they take it seriously, and they'll try to push it out to the public. And that's when they came up with those crackpot theories of them people being, what do they call them, conspiracy theories. And they had wearing tinfoil hats and all this, even though they came out and told everybody, hey, this is what we're going to do. But now here in the last days, we're seeing Yahweh Bashim Awashai exposing Esau Edom and his wicked agenda, his wicked plans for the future, especially using that mark of the beast. So Esau can no longer hide those things with Yahweh Bashim Awashai had him tell on himself in the first place. It just now, with the invention of social media, all those wicked thoughts that they had, that people was exposing is coming out to be true, and everyone can see it right there in their screen, right there before their eyes. And it's all the will of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai that these things come about. So we're seeing the wicked counsel of Esau Edom being exposed on a whole new level. Like this man said, Google was created for that purpose, to help push that transhumanism agenda. So it can be half human, half robot. If you watch Star Trek, if you remember the board, that's what they want everybody to be like. So that's their wicked invention, wicked imagination, is to create half human, half robot to transcend the limitation that Yahweh Bashim Hawashai has put on them. So that's why we're going to go here to our first scripture. This is Psalms 2, verses 1 through 3. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Yeah, they're imagining that this MOTB, this New World Order thing that they want to set up, is going to be victorious, that they're going to be able to win over Yahweh Bashim Hawashai through their technology, which is Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, the one that's giving it to them. So they're imagining a useless thing, because there is no way that they're going to be able to bring this plan to ultimate fruition where they're ruling the world through this wicked technology. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bonds asunder and cast away the cords from us. Yeah, so they want to do this transhumanism thing using the MOTB, and ultimately going further on beyond that to combat the will of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. So they feel like if we can make ourselves immortal in our own way and do this transhumanism, we'll be able to stop the power of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, and we won't have to be up under his rule, up under his power. But like this scripture said in the very beginning, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? You can never get away from Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. You can never get away from his power, his influence. Heck, the fact that you're even trying means that you never got away from him, because he's the one that putting the spirits on you to make you think you can get away from him. So all the kings of the earth come together, imagining these vain things, that through their technocracy, that they'll be able to get away from Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, be able to cut those bonds asunder, as it says. All right, we're going to go here. This is Psalm 64, verse 1 and 2. And we're going to jump down to 5 and 6. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to plan an insurrection against Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. As it said in Psalms 2. They want to break asunder the bonds that Yahweh Bashim Hawashai has them under. How? Through their wicked technology, through this MOTB system that they're trying to set up. Now, before I go any further, we're going to get that word insurrection. Because Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations think all they have to do is create a technology great enough to be able to get away from Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. And they did all these things behind closed doors, making all these plans with these world summits and things like that. But we know, the men of the Lord, the people in the truth, know that all that is just fruitless effort. That they're not going to win, that they're not going to get past Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, no matter what kind of counsel they took together. All right, get that word insurrection, Strong 87280. Ragash outline of biblical usage, throne in company, an effeminate noun, throne to thwart scheming. Rayash from Strong 7283, a tumultuous crowd, company, insurrection. Let's see, can we maybe go into the root of the word?
Strong's H7283, Ragash. Ragash.
Ragash, to be in tumult or commotion, to conspire, to plot. Yeah, they're conspiring, they're plotting against Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. They're plotting this insurrection, which we can go deeper into this word insurrection. Insurrection is a violent uprising by a group or individual against an established government or civil authority. And they think with this MOTB and their military might that they're going to have a violent insurrection against Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, which we know is not going to work. That's why it says in Psalm 2, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Because it's vain to think that you're going to be able to get out of the will of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, that you're going to be able to break asunder his bond, no matter how many wicked counsels you bring together. All right, I'm going to jump down, verse 5. They encourage themselves in evil matter. And what's that evil matter? This MOTB system. That transhumanism. What's that, the fourth industrial revolution? Turning man into machine. And how is it going to start? Using that mark of the beast, that MOTB. They will commune, laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And that's what, like they said, and that's what Google was. It was a snare being laid by them. I think he said in 1996, when they first came up with the idea of Google, what they were going to use it for. It was going to be something that linked everything. Verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep. Yeah. And we know that word heart going to the Hebrew word lab, meaning mind. I mean, that heart is deep in wickedness. They continue to try to find ways to get this MOTB system going so they can jumpstart this transhumanism thing to be able to cut us under the bonds that Yahweh Bashim Hawashai have on them without them knowing that it's never going to work. I mean, you can take all this secret counsel you want. You can have all the plans set up, but Yahweh Bashim Hawashai has already been revealing you to the world. First through his men, the prophet, then by other Edomites, other people from different nations to expose Esau, Edom to the whole world. He done lifted up that skirt. He done made Esau bare. So all those secret plans like this one and much more is being exposed by Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. See, we're going to go here, Jeremiah 17:10. I, Yahweh, searches the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruits of his doing. See, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai searches the mind of men. And once he ascertain whatever you're trying to do, he's going to give you, how should I say, a fitting punishment for the things that you're already trying to do. And with Esau, Edom trying to destroy their fleshly forms and turn into machines, ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai is going to do that for them anyway. So he's going to get him the reward according to the works, according to his own ways. But it's the will of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai that they're doing these things anyway. That they're having all these secret meetings, these secret councils. All right. The second Ezra 4 and 37. By measure he's measured the time, and by number he numbered the time. He do not move nor stir them until said measure be fulfilled. And we know we're getting closer and closer to that time of the MOTB to be fulfilled, to that transhumanism plan of theirs to kickstart. This is all the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that these people be exposed, to rush them, to hurry them up, to do this. Because if Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua left them alone, man, we would have to wait maybe another 10, 20 years the way Esau moved. But with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua speeding up the time and forcing Esau's hand, we know that time has been cut. So that time for the MOTB system to be set up is being rapidly pushed, rapidly moved, and forced ahead by those secret councils. That's why we see them having them up, even though they in the midst of wars, they have these secret meetings of the elite government officials, because they know their time is running short, and it's the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Why? Because videos like this, where people are talking about the wickedness that they're planning on doing, is surfacing everywhere across the internet. So they can no longer hide the things that they want to do. So it's forcing them to move up their plans. Just, well, maybe one more day, one more year. It's all the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua when this thing will ultimately come out and come to fruition. But we're seeing that that measured time being fulfilled. And we're going to end out here. This is Luke 12, 2 and 3. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So no matter how much they thought they hid their ideals, how much they hid that they're going to turn people into machines, or even what the MOTB really was. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua already had it planned to where all these things were going to be revealed here in the last days, with thus exposing Esau Edom for all the wickedness that he had planned. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ears of the closet shall be proclaimed upon the hill, upon the housetop, Salakia. So it was always going to come out, man. Y'all can take all the secret counsels you want, but videos like this, the guys you seen, the ones I'm making, the other brethren, the elders, each camp, even the apostles and elder bishop, all these videos that was already meant to be from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua to ultimately expose this wicked counsel and these evil thoughts that they had, and thus speeding them up, rushing them to do the bringing of the MOTB, Salakia, which also shows they're still in the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So continue to think you're going to hide anything from the Lord, which you can't, because he's just going to continue to expose you here in these last days. But I hope this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Shalom.